International Women's Day has always been a time to reflect on progress amidst, to call for change, and to celebrate acts of courage and determination by ordinary women who have an extraordinary role in the history of their countries and communities at large. This 2019 edition of the International Women's Day focuses on innovative way in which communities, government can advance gender equality and the empowerment of women, particularly the areas of social protection systems, access to public services, and sustainable infrastructure. It's a special edition of Women's Day on Turn Up, and we are partnering with the VCOM group. Just tune in. It's another exciting edition of your program Turn Up, a program that seeks to empower women and the girl child. And today we are celebrating the International Women's Day, but just want you to know our set goals for 2019. Empowering women to participate fully in economic life across all sectors is essential to build a stronger economies, achieve internationally agreed goals for development and sustainability, and improve the quality of life for women, men, families, and communities. If you want to participate in today's edition of the program, you can send your messages on the number you'll be seeing on your TV screens. You can equally follow our past editions on YouTube. You need just to type MAUREEN Turn Up, and you can watch your past editions right now. I know you are very excited to know who our guests are. I want you to watch this. We'll be right back.
She is an entrepreneur, business growth strategist, marketer and brand manager at VCOM Group. She is also the publisher of Queen's Magazine and Cameroon Achievers Magazine. She has also been described as a success coach of her generation. Anik Andre Akobe is Human Resource Manager at ROH Experts and specialist in building Africa's youth and women through her NGO Oye Africa, dubbed It's Still Possible. Fotabe Elmin is founder of Fotabe University, Fotabe Entrepreneurial and Leadership Academy. She is also the representative of Rome Business School in Cameroon. Aurore Bebga is an IT specialist. She founded African Women in Technology, supports women to be technological savvy by providing didactic materials to teach women about digital subjects. Laura Sainz is an entrepreneur, founder of Fairly & Sons, a branding and packaging company. She's also the founder of Salon des Entrepreneurs du 237, Cameroonian Entrepreneurs Conference. She is a promoter of Made in Cameroon products.
Right here in the studio, the women are right here with me. They are fine brains as usual. The women, let me say that they are a role model of other women. They are fine brains in this 21st century. They are female entrepreneurs. Now start with the person that is very close to me, Laura.
Hi.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Can you tell us who you are exactly?
Oh yes, my name is Laura Sainz. I'm actually Cameroonian. I'm a mother and I'm an entrepreneur. So for the past 3 years, I founded Fairly & Sons. It's a company that accompanies entrepreneurs into their branding and marketing purposes. And also, as just mentioned during the presentation, I created Zoom des Entrepreneurs 237 for the same purposes, because I did notice that on our market, especially those entrepreneurs that were involved in the in added value to our raw material and creating the product called Made in Cameroon. They didn't have a platform where they can actually get known and get seen. So I put all this together and brought to you what I'm going to be talking about today.
All right,
Thank
we'll know
you.
more about you in the course of the program. Like I just said, it's special edition of the Women's or the International Women's Day. We also have Fortabe Elmin. She is the founder of Fortabe University. Now, there's a lot more about you. Can you tell us who you are?
Yes, besides Fortabe University, like the presentation showed, I'm the country representative of Rome Business School. But something I would like to talk about here is my association, which is the Association for the Promotion of Decent Work for Women and Girls.
Okay.
I studied human resources management at the master's level, and I got to realize that a lot of women did not have the possibility of having decent jobs, not just because of their gender, but also because of their education. And that explains why Fortabe University had to come into play, and Rome Business School as well. So besides just trying to empower women, I empower young Cameroonians, I empower professionals. My role really is educating for empowerment. That's what I do. So we'll discover a lot more.
All right, we'll know more about you because of this program. We equally have Anik Akobe. You're welcome to the program. I love your dress.
Thank you.
You're so African.
Yeah.
Now, can we know more about you?
Okay, like the other ladies say, my name is Akobe, but my husband's name is Akomia.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes they make confusion. You know, when ladies is fighting, sometimes they call her by her name and forget the husband name. So I'm very focused on leadership, motivation, and also communication, because this is what I learned at school. But today I work with my husband. We create the HR cabinet, RH experts, since 2012. And last year, we create a school, HR school for professional people. And we also noticed that there is a lot of problem concerning NGOs around Cameroon and association. So we decided to create another organization, OYE, to give like skills.
All right. Maybe we'll come back. We'll come to that, because I'm sure each and every woman is going to tell us maybe the reason behind the creation, maybe the motivation. Because I have lots of women who are watching you right now.
Okay.
I'm looking upon you to be their role models. Now, equally have somebody who is very close to me, my right hand. Let me say it that way. She's called Miss Abeka. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Now, how are you today?
I'm fine.
Now, can we know more about you?
Okay. I'm Aurore Bebia, IT entrepreneur, and also a mother and wife. I'm the founder of Icaro 2.0, which is a digital services agency, and also African Wheat, which is an association where we empower women in technology entrepreneurship.
All right, somebody say you're very young. Then talking about these big businesses you've created, people like to find out for how long you've been into this, being a model, being an entrepreneur, and all the other things you've created around you. Know more about you because of the program. Now, I want us to watch this teaser. We'll be right back.
Innovation and technology provide unprecedented opportunities, yet trends indicate a growing gender digital divide, and women are underrepresented in the field of science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and design. It prevents them from developing and influencing gender responses to innovations to achieve transformation gains for the society. From mobile banking to artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things, it is vital that women's ideas and experiences equally influence the design and implementation of innovations that shape future societies. In this special edition of the International Women's Day, we are looking at women innovation science and entrepreneurship, how women can harness the power of innovation to develop economies. By this, we are looking at the game-changing startups, social entrepreneurs, gender equality activists, and women innovators to examine the ways in which innovation can remove barriers and accelerate progress for gender equality, encourage investment in gender-responsive systems, and build infrastructures that meet the needs of women and girls. This March 8, 2019, as we join the world to celebrate a future in which innovation and technology create unprecedented opportunities for women and girls to play an active role in building more inclusive systems, efficient services, and sustainable infrastructure to accelerate the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals and gender equality.
Discussion begin. We're talking about the International Women's Day, and this is 2019 now. How important is the International Women's Day? The discussion, the debate is open. Anybody can talk. Anik?
Come again, you say?
The International Women's Day now. How important is the event to you? As a woman?
Let's say it's an opportunity for ladies to come together and talk about their life, talk about their contribution to the development of the country, and see how they are valuable to the human, to the husband, to child, and also to the society. So women are in the center of all the life we have in the world. So it's important to have a day where we can sit and stop and say, okay, let's look around and see what we have done and what we're able to do again. If you want the country to move on, if you want our family to grow up, and so we have a lot to say, and we are happy to have a platform to talk about it.
Now, for a very long time we've had roundtable conferences, mostly in urban areas. Do you think the debates around the International Women's Day, the messages go through even to rural women?
Well, thank you. While I think it's important to have those debates, I think it's even more important for us to get down to action, to get down to work. Because a lot of talking, every day we sit here, we do a lot of talking.
Okay.
When we don't get down to practical actions, then somehow I think the objectives are not being
now,
met.
when you talk about going down to practical actions, now what do you mean by that?
I think besides just doing, besides just saying women are the center of human life, women have to show that they are the center of human life.
Exactly.
By starting businesses like every one of us here, by showing other women how to do the same. Rather than just saying you should, we should show them, we should support them, we should celebrate them. I think
like
it's important.
We have conferences that are being held here and there. They want to see other women, pulling other women along by showing them what they're doing exactly, Laura?
Yeah, I mean, historically, Women's Days have always been this special day where, as Mrs. just said, where women come together to try to value themselves, try to mentor others, try to talk about the issues. But not only that, I think that women should be celebrated every day, because we are not giving so much credit to what we do. I mean, from those that are homemaids, I mean, those that stay at home, to those that are professionals, we are the core of the society. Without women, there won't be any life.
Of celebrating women every day, because I think there's a day where you give value to women. Now, we'll have to celebrate women daily. Now, how can this be done?
Just by the recognition, just by appreciating what they are doing, just by accompanying them, just by supporting them, just by creating opportunities for them to be able to express themselves. You know, women need that, but we know in traditional society as ours, you know, women are often shift background. I mean, they are not valued as being, you know, they just like as those women that should be there making sauces and cooking, washing pot and dishes. But women are more than that. They are strong.
Okay. Now, when we look at society today, do you see that women are evolved? Edgar, do you think that?
Yes.
Or
I
look
think-
at 10 years back and today, do you see some improvement when we talk of women empowerment?
I think because when you see how we have so many initiatives today, like women empowerment, we have so many days about women entrepreneurship, it's just mean that things are going on. But it's not the fact that just talking is going to practice, is organizing training, is really to get into action. It's not just about talking, but I think for the International Day is the day we should showcase other women, because the next generation need the model, but we should celebrate those who are doing so that the other can see that she is doing, I can do too.
All right, but
So-
we have the impression that more is done in the urban cities than rural areas. Do you have the same impression?
Well, I think so. I think the realities also of rural societies will explain that. You know, when you're found in a rural area, you don't have maybe the opportunity of meeting the kind of amazing women we have on this platform. So it's only normal that, okay, back there people will just talk about the International Women's Day. Probably they see that as a celebration. They eat, they drink, they dance. But really getting down to action, like she's saying, we don't find that a lot. This is not to say that in the rural communities women are not doing a lot. They are. They
Okay.
feed the society. In fact, they feed all of us. You know, that they have amazing ideas. They bring up wonderful children. But the problem is, you know, really this kind of platform to celebrate those women.
Okay, now, the fabric, does it mean much to you?
Personally, no.
No, not at all.
Personally, no.
Not at all. I mean, having lived in the foreign society for the past 20 years, it was actually a surprise to me when I came back home, you know, in this case in Cameroon, and saw that women were wearing a special cloth to celebrate the day, which is not wrong. I mean, they are entitled to do that. But to me, I mean, it's not a way of celebrating a women. But if that is what they choose to do, why not?
Which means in other countries don't have the fabric?
No,
We have fabric everywhere.
But
We have fabric everywhere. It's depend on the way you use and also what you give to this fabric. What is the place of this fabric? But I wanted to go back to the question you asked, if there is a difference between 10 years ago or 20 years ago compared to today. For me, today we have a lot of change. We have a lot of change. A lot of ladies wake up. A lot of ladies are taking entrepreneurship seriously. We have a lot of leaders. We have a lot of ladies who create their business. We have ladies who are going to school and look for great, like even some degree that we say in the past that it was for men. Today you find ladies everywhere.
We have sectors where women could not dare.
But today we have ladies everywhere. You have ladies who will drive a plane, a boat, everywhere you
But it's not enough.
Yeah, but it's
about
good.
women empowerment.
It's good to start. It's good to start. You know, Maureen, I have one way of seeing life, because normally ladies or women have the responsibility to build the society. That's what God said at the beginning. But we don't play our role because we're listening to our area.
Okay, women are the problems to themselves. That's
Exactly.
What
Yeah. Because God give us everything.
Okay.
He call all the women helper. So you cannot help a man if you don't have knowledge, if you are not strong enough. But we don't play our role because we listen to people who say that we have to stay in the back.
Or even you listen to your husband, or you listen, he tells you that you're nothing, you've had 3 kids. I mean, there's nothing more to life. You're there, you sit at your corner. Yes, Laura,
I
you say something?
don't so much agree to what she just said.
Okay.
You know, in some part of the world, women don't actually have choices. You know, we know in some cultures where women basically they don't exist because they are forbidden from being themselves. So we are not our problem. The problem is the society in the whole. It's those men that think that, you know, we should be the floor mat. And joining what she was saying, yes, some women that live or reside where they have some freedom should be able to take the power into their own hands and not, of course, listen to the pressure that are put around them. So for those that are in part of society where they are free, they should take more opportunity and really help build themselves.
All right, so we're trying to say that women empowerment is some improvement.
Definitely, yes.
If we're comparing it to the last 10 years in Cameroon,
yes,
at least you can see women in sectors.
Yes. Life has evolved a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because in the past we were party. Like the 8th of March, everywhere. Ladies are drinking, dancing, going everywhere, nightclub. But today, when talk about 8th of March, we have conferences, we have seminar, we have debate, we have like valuable activities now.
And you think the message of communication really goes through to the women?
It starts. It starts.
It's going through. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
All right, now look at the context today. Now, is the Women's Day worth celebrating? When you look at the context, what's happening in our country, is it worth celebrating?
Yes, of course. No matter how hard it is for some of our sisters in those parts of the country that we know, we still have to celebrate life. We still have to celebrate ourselves. It's because it's through that celebration that we actually find the ways and the means to empower others. Because you've got like women in rural societies that are cut off the world, and they are cut off most of the opportunity that we in the city have. So during this period or during this week, that's when sometime the message will somehow through the media get to them. You know, because by watching program like your program, obviously they're going to pick up onto what we're saying, and that will help empower them. So yes, it is important and it is worth celebrating this day, you know, and it has been done since the 70s, and it should not stop, because some women actually rely on this day to figure out that they are actually women. So
on,
you know,
on a day like this, what do you tell the women for Tabe? Especially when we're going through tough times, crisis moment, especially in regions that are really affected. Now, what do you tell a woman who has lost the child, the husband? I mean, she has other children to cater for. She doesn't know how to go about it.
See, women are strong. No matter what we lose, we know how to rise again. So no matter what you've lost as a woman, there is no excuse to stay down. You have to get up and keep going, because the society depends on us. We know that, and that's why I appreciate what they're saying. We have a central role to play in the society. Whether the men give us that or not, we know that we have a central role. We don't need somebody to give that to us. We don't need somebody to empower us. That's something I've never understood. We have opportunities. We should seize opportunities. We should not wait for a man to empower us, you know. So to those women in those troubled areas, we understand the pain. We understand the challenges. But please, you cannot stop being a woman. You should stand up. You should keep going, because the society depends on you.
Now, what do you tell a woman who has lost hope in life? She's in a house, she has, let's say, 4 kids. She doesn't have enough capital to start up a business, but she wants to. But at one point, the husband tells her, you're so stupid, you never go to school, you can never make it in life, you're trying. So what do you tell that type of a woman who's watching right?
For me, I think that sometimes we are saying to women, we should do this, it's empowerment, but it's really difficult. Because for my case, I can see many people will say, you are like, you are doing what you want, but because I have the support of my family, even my mother are not there. I cannot.
From a rich background,
it's not a rich. It's not. You have people around you who can stay with the kids when you can travel. When you have a woman don't have the basic support. It's difficult for her even to start. Even all the needs, all she can do, she cannot, because the minimum of to start something, she wants to go to start a business. Who will stay with the kid? Is another problem. She cannot let the kid because she wants to find something to do. That is not just to say you should do this, but we should see even the situation of those women. We should not compare because you can do this but we should take care of those things that can do that woman cannot do what other women can do in the same situation.
But should children be an obstacle?
Just to add, excuse me, Maureen.
Never.
Just to add to what Oro just said, you know, there's a say in English that said, hope should never die. And there's also a say that says, what women want, God will give to her. So these women, with the fear of God, you know, they have to find it within them. You know, they have to surround themselves with what they think that can be a model to them, because sometimes also it depends with who you work with, you know, who are your friends, who are your support. And if you got around you these people,
it depends on the people who are around you.
Exactly.
At that particular time.
If you are with people that always continuously put you down, you can actually start to believe in what they are saying. But now it's up to you to go out there and find what you are dreaming, what you want to be.
A woman who is just ignorant, she doesn't even know her left or right, she doesn't know anything, she not go to any school, she just sits and she accepts. Now how do you want her to act?
No, she has, first of all, to look at her dream. She has to look at what she wants.
She must dream.
She must dream.
Something.
Never stop dreaming.
Okay.
Once you dream, then you can give yourself means to achieve your dreams. So that's everything starts from there. Okay. So everyone should dream. You know, everything is possible as long as you want it and you really want it. You're going to go for it. You're going to find ways to get there.
You should have objective here for
I was going to say, you know, it's easy. It could be easy for us to, you know, sit here and tell these women out there to just dream and to just do things. And we tell them it depends on who you have around you. Some of them out there are actually watching us, but they already have people around them.
Okay.
They made this choice when they had not listened to people like us.
Okay.
So,
but it's not late.
It's not. My approach to things always is make the best of any situation.
Okay.
Don't strive to be exactly like me.
Okay.
Look at within you, see what you're good at, see something that your husband, your children can support. Do it to the best of your ability. Don't strive to be like A or B. Just be you, but be the best version.
And you must start from somewhere.
Definitely.
How little it is, but you must start from somewhere.
Definitely.
And from there, you definitely grow into something bigger. Now let's look at the theme of this year's celebration. Think equal, build smart, innovate for change.
Think equal. Equal with who? Is it equal with men or with other lady or I don't know. Yeah. But you know, when you talk about equality, you want to compare yourself to something else. But in this life, everyone is special.
Okay.
We don't compare yourself to anyone. But what you need to do, like she said, you need to have a vision, you need to dream, you need to have objective. And I used to say that in life, it's better you say I'm orphan. I don't have anyone. I have myself. So everything I need in this world depends on me. It's not going to be a rose every day, but
it's not going to be rosy.
Yeah, it's not going to be rosy. But today you don't eat, but tomorrow something will happen. You need to fight. Nothing come easy. Nothing come easily. And we all have to fight to get what we want to get. You need to wake up. Don't say that I did not go to school, because some people never go to school, but they are billionaires.
Definitely.
Okay.
It's not school who determines who you are going to be. It's not where you come from which determines where you are going to end. It's who you want to be. And the rock people need to have in this world is at least trust in God. Because when you have a God, you can dream. And we see in the Bible all those people who have the name written somewhere, they start with a tough life.
Okay.
Nothing was easy for them. They were even betrayed by their own brothers and sisters.
Okay.
But they have to fight, believe in their dream, and go and finally get the name right forever. So every one of us, any ladies in this world, have to remind in their mind that they have to know one day their name should write somewhere, even if in the village.
All right, your name should be written somewhere. It must start from somewhere. Now, Miss Bebka, when we talk about think equal, now what comes to your mind? Think equal.
Okay, I think what comes in my mind is education. With I'm looking for my kids, boys and girls that I have at home, and for me it's really important because my father did everything for me. He gave me education to be like a man.
He treated you in the same
yes,
like
the
man?
same because I was the first, and it's like a responsibility for him that I should go to do this school. Now for me, I have my 2 kids. They have like only 1 year of difference.
Okay.
And sometimes I'm saying to the boy, you should cook, you should do this, because I know that tomorrow maybe he will not have wife, I don't know, but he should know how to cook. And even for the girl, I can take her to the football if she wants.
Okay.
So I think like education, we should
equal opportunities for
equal
the
opportunity
boys
for
and
the
the
boy
girls.
and the girls. Yes.
Now, Laura, equal opportunity, equal.
Yeah.
Think equal.
Yeah. Human beings were created equal.
Okay.
The difference came within opportunities. You know, we are all equal, but we don't have the same opportunities.
Okay.
So for those who don't have those opportunities, actually have to find ways to come closer or to get those opportunities. Now, as Oro just said, it depends also on your background, how you were raised, how
It
you were.
starts from the education.
There
of
we
the
are, how you was,
family.
yeah.
Okay.
So it is sometimes down to the responsibility of the parent, of course, to try to transmit that information or that care to the children, because everything starts at home. But now, if the parents themselves are not built to be able to,
they fail to give that to the kids.
there we are, then somehow they will fail their child. But that's why, as soon as you become an adult, you have to go and seize and look for whichever opportunities are there. Now, I know that she was talking about God. Let's not forget that some people actually use religion to brainwash other human beings. You know, some people will use religion to just make you sleep, to just make you forget that you are alive. So God is God, but opportunities are better. You know, and God with opportunities create a perfect.
So it goes together.
It goes together.
All
So
right.
yes, women have the same abilities as men. If we are talking out to that, you know, they have a brain, muscle, and body. So why not? You know, and men should start thinking that we are not
Comparing.
we are not comparing ourselves to them. We are there to support them, so they should give us the
Your partners, two men.
there we are. They should be able to give us that little space that we deserve. I mean, not that we need, but that we deserve. You know.
Okay.
It's not even a little space. It's
A space.
a space.
Remember that we
And this
come
space-
from the men rib, so you know
Yeah.
they're still men. We are not taking that part to them. I mean, from them, but we need also to be their partners. Partner means being together, doing together, and
Working
achieving together.
Achieving, okay.
Together, you know, it's not the one that will be your mop or something that in the house.
I think that's
But
why
okay.
the theme is important. It's a reminder
Okay.
that while we are saying we need space, we should rise up to the level. We shouldn't keep asking for space, for opportunity, and then we remain mediocre in our thinking. So I think equal, know that, like she said, we were created equal. We have equal abilities. We should not think because we are women, somehow we are lesser beings. And we should not think that we have to be selective when it comes to space, because there are times when women say, listen, I need space to do this. But when it comes to that one, then no, I don't need space. It's your responsibility.
Okay.
So if it's think equal, then it's think equal at every level.
Okay.
It means that women can support the family just like a man should.
Okay. Now, when we talk about build smart, now, what does it imply? Anik.
Being smart, like she was saying, when we talk about quality and wise woman, a woman to have space have to be smart.
Okay.
Because that's where the problem comes from. Because we are not wise and we are not smart.
Okay.
You can get everything from a man if you are smart.
I like that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because be smart, make you give direction, give instruction, give your opinion without forcing the person to accept. But the way you were presenting the thing is going to say, okay. So you give him opportunity to use what you propose, but you don't say that this is me who do that. You see, so women can do a lot of things. That's why sometimes I don't agree when we have to shout on TV that we need to be equal, we need to be this, we need to have this
You need to
space.
play smart.
Yeah, we don't have to
Build
fight.
smart.
Yeah.
We don't have to fight.
Okay.
Because we already have this power.
Okay.
Lady already have this power. She was saying that we were created from the man.
The ribs.
Yeah, but what is very impressive is that the guys he were sleeping. He was sleeping. When he woke up, you were already made, and God gave you instruction to say that this one is your baby. So you have to take care of him, and you need to help him. You cannot help someone if you are not stronger than him.
Okay.
Not equal, because to help someone you need to have the same level, the same capacity to have everything you have, even have more, so that you can help.
Good.
No, for Tabe.
Yes. You know, we're
Build
talking about
smart.
building smart.
Okay.
Women venture into a lot of things. So I still think this is an exhortation, a reminder that when we venture in things, we should not use our emotions, but we should use our intellect. Women are smart by nature. It's not because we've been to school that we're smart.
Okay.
By intuition, you know, women are smart. And so that's a reminder also that when we try to build, when we try to create, when we try to lead, we should use our minds and not just our
Can we
emotions.
have some examples, really? We want to be smart, so you build
Yeah,
smart.
I just wanted to share something. Something. One day, one pastor, a female pastor, she was saying that women know how to be smart. For example, if in the morning your husband he want to go out and he say he don't have money for the food in the house, you don't have to fight. You don't have also to say to wait until you come back and say, where is my food, and you give him empty plate. No, you cook. You cook his lovely meal. When he's eating, and now you will start telling him that, you know, my love, I borrowed the money from my neighbor to cook this lovely meal because I know that when you come back, you'll be hungry. That's why I make it for you, and we are going to refund the money tomorrow. So actually, the guy is full. You don't have time and strength to fight. He's going to give you the money. So we need to use this smart attitude to get everything.
Okay.
Everything.
All right, Laura.
Yeah, think smart is what? It's actually finding those tools to make to improve yourself. Whether it's drinking beer and falling down the road, that's smart for you, that's up to you. Whether it's trying to better yourself, to be us or someone that you look up to in society, that's also thinking smart, you know. I mean, there aren't any law out there of smartness, because it depends, again, I keep on saying that about opportunities. It depends on where you are. But no matter where you are, no matter who you are, you still have to find those keys, you know, that will make you improve yourself and better yourself. You know, so whether it's what Anik just said about spousal support or parent support, whatever, no matter whatever it takes to make you better yourself, whichever trick of the old trade you're going to use, you know, but you have to better yourself. At the end of the day, you have to make the most of yourself to be able to be with those around you.
All right, Ms. Bebga, innovate for change. How do women innovate? Is it part of women?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I think women are like we are innovating every day, even at home, in everything we are doing.
Every day?
Every day, every day, even just to dress. We have to have innovative mind. We are innovating, but it's just because people are taking innovation like something else, but in every day we are doing innovation.
Okay.
But I think today we are taking innovation in the other level for the maybe taking the business, because today like past, many women are focused in some business area like maybe selling things or doing things. Today we have another women that are focused in technology, that are doing innovative solutions.
That's your domain?
Yes, that's why I'm doing.
All right, we're talking about innovate for change for Tali.
Yes.
Where do we place that?
At the center.
Of everything?
Of everything. Because, you know, when you keep doing the same thing every day, you keep having the same results.
Okay.
So if we want to say we need to improve, then we need to put innovation at the center. You know, she talked of innovation in dressing. I had not thought of that. That's amazing. But we innovate even when we cook every day.
Okay.
You know, we try new dishes. You know, women can notice everything around them, and it's important that we keep our eyes open, we keep our ears open. You know, we keep looking out for opportunities to innovate, because we cannot change. That word change will never exist if we first do not understand what innovation is.
Okay.
So we need to keep innovating if we want to change something.
All right, Anik.
If you want to see the change, you need to innovate. You need to change the way we're doing things in the past. You need to ameliorate our capacity. We need to train to attend some session. Today there is so many free session everywhere. We need to go and see what other people are doing in the country. We need to go out. We need to leave our comfort zone and meet new people, get to know how people are doing things, because what we want to do is not new. Maybe in our country is new, but in another country people already do that. So it's good to go out and see what other people are doing and how we can bring it in our area and also make the change.
All right, let's take an example of a woman who's just starting a call box. Right, she starts with just a phone, she has an umbrella, she has a chair, and then she's runs it for 3 months. Now, how can she innovate? Let's pick that example.
Okay, for example, she have a fixed place where she used to do the call box, but no one stopped her to go around. She can have a time and say, okay, from 7 to 10, I'm going from one place to another place with my umbrella. I can walk, go around the markets, go around different shops, because there are some area where you have to walk down before getting to make a call. So she can do that. She can also have a friend list and say, okay, these are my friends. I want to send you credit anytime you need credit.
Okay.
So you don't have to walk, you just call me and I will send you the credit, and then I will come and collect the money. So there is so many ways to do it, and see how she can partner with the organization who already are partner with her, and say, okay, this is how I want to do, but I want to open another place in another area, because some women can do something. After 10 years, you come back, they are at the same
spot. That's what that's what I want us to talk about, because we're not talking about bigger companies. We're talking about that small scale business where you started. Even in farming, I want us to talk. It's very important.
Yeah.
A woman will start something 5 years back. You meet her there on the same spot. The umbrella is there. The same thing.
The same thing.
I mean, nothing has changed. That's why I'm bringing that aspect, innovation, because I want women to understand what it means. Because if you don't innovate, then people are not going to come.
No innovation, people will die. It's not even those who sell something, even in our house. When we go to your father's house, you will see the chair in the same place. The chair was when you were born. The table in the same place, the same color in the house, everything, nothing changed. So it starts from the house. We need to change our area, make it look good for us. We don't just accept things the way they are. So it's the same thing when we do business. You cannot just do the same thing every day the same way. No, it's not going to work, because today youths are very fast, and the world is moving very fast. If you don't change the way you are doing things, you are going to die.
All right, Fotabe.
Yes, definitely, and there are lots of opportunities to innovate. You know, sometimes it becomes even a bit tricky to talk about innovation when you look at things at the very basic level, like farming. You know, but then even when it comes to farming, you can innovate. Just like you're saying, I've seen. Well, I don't know if innovation here is in context, but I think we've seen women who were farmers when I was born. You know, they plant vegetables, they harvest these vegetables, put them in bundles, go to, I know Moya Market very well, go to Moya Market, sell in Moya Market, and every year they do that.
Okay.
But I think innovation there could come in when you start seeing that, okay, Elmin doesn't have time these days to buy jama, go home, you know, pick and then slice. So maybe what I need to do now is also slice, you know, package in a clean, normal papers that we see around, so that when she comes to the market, she simply picks and goes home. And so we need to think of, you know, the needs of our customers and try to see how we can meet those needs, because like she said, things change every day. Even our needs are changing every day. So if you need to stay in business, even at the basic level, watch those needs, think of better ways of meeting those needs.
Laura?
Yeah, there aren't any magic wands, you know. Innovation means creativity, innovation means improvement, and therefore, in order to be able to innovate, you need to get the tools. I would have liked Ruth to be on the stage because she's a business coach. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. You know, as business-wise, it doesn't happen overnight. You need to get the skills. And where do you get those skills? Throughout education or trainings. And I think that the government, the Cameroonian government is doing so much and has been doing in the past, you know, to set up opportunities for young ladies across the country to actually get those trainings. I mean, the training that they need. If they can support people like Oro, myself, and Ruth, and others, you know, to actually go out into rural area, to actually go into the community and train those people. Because yeah, the lady that hasn't changed her business since she started, it's not because she doesn't want to change it, but it's just because she doesn't have the means and the know-how. You know, you need to get the know-how before you could actually improve yourself.
What about a woman who is in the house, the chairs are there for 5 years, you don't change, because she doesn't have the
listen
means?
to me. Yeah, maybe she doesn't actually know that those chairs should be moved around. Maybe she hasn't watched TV programs
she can change it and
no,
put the table
of course
the other
not.
way to just
No. It's not out there. I mean, it's not into her system. She wasn't born that way. You know, she needs to be able to be exposed to that. She needs to have friends or family members or schools or trainings that will actually tell her, teach her how to do it. You know, for that, I cannot condemn them if they don't have the knowledge. In order to, you know, they said knowledge is power, you know. So we as leaders of the society, through within the help of our governments, need to do more to go out and that way we were talking about empowerment, to empower those ladies, to train them, you know. I mean, you can only do so much and you can only do what you know or what you want to know, you know. It comes down to education.
All right. Now, I want us to watch this report on leadership, daily challenges of women, female entrepreneurs. We'll be right back after this.
The physical beauty of a woman plus a charming smile on the first sight might let people conclude that life in all aspects is rosy. In the domain of entrepreneurship the world over, and in Cameroon in particular, women face groundbreaking challenges as they try to impose their footprints in the male-dominated field. In Cameroon, following statistics from a cartel of businessmen known as GICAM, few women do command at the helm of enterprises. This does not in any way suggest a weakness upstairs, as the few that head enterprises have proven their worth. Above all, there are fundamental challenges that cannot be undermined. To begin with, the issue of limited access to funding has been noted as a major stumbling block to women. Statistics have shown that firms or enterprises owned by women encounter enormous difficulties to raise capital as compared to men in the same field of entrepreneurship. Financial institutions and wealthy men would like to see and understand details of seriousness of an enterprise owned by a woman before daring to assist financially. Most societies, with Cameroon not being an exception, are still reluctant to fully acknowledge female leadership. This in itself already presents a mentality issue that go a long way to hinder the prosperity of women in the field of entrepreneurship. How to cope with fear of failure remains another slippery ground for female entrepreneurs. In business, risk-taking is a can't-do without factor that remains a challenging issue to deal with by most women. How to strike a balance between a business and a family life is an age-old challenge that female entrepreneurs have been dealing with. A woman in the African context has a prime responsibility to ensure the organization of the home. With the increasing need to show her prowess in the field of entrepreneurship and leadership, women have been battling to blend their motherly responsibility with that of a company executive officer, the CEO. The challenges of female entrepreneurship in Cameroon abound, but the three arms of government, the media, and the society in general can fast-track their excellent performance. The challenges of female entrepreneurship in Cameroon abound, but the three arms of government, the media, and the society in general can fast-track the excellent performance of women in business and leadership.
Who has joined us. She is a female entrepreneur. She's a regular face here at Canal the English. She is a partner to this program, but I would like her to introduce herself more better. Now, how are you today?
I'm
Can we know
okay.
you?
I'm okay, Maureen. Thank you for having me again on your program, on your very, very beautiful program. Thank you for what you're doing for women, letting their voices to be heard, and tackling these issues that pertain to us. My name is Ruth Tembe-Epie. I am a business management consultant. I am an entrepreneur. I am how can I say it? I'm a gender promoter, gender activist and all that. And I stand so much for women, women getting leadership roles in society. I stand for the fact that women must, not stay back because they think that they are women, but they must put, all the gifts that they have, all the talents that they have, they must put it to work in order to, for themselves first of all, and then impact the society as well.
Now, how do you do it? Because we have so many women out there who are really they're still ignorant, they don't know how to go about it. It's true that the Ministry of Women Empowerment is doing something. We have a lot of conferences, but the message is still to go through to women. We have women who are battered every day, who have lost hope in life. Now, how do you pull these women and make them stand up on their feet again?
Well, we should note, Maureen, that there's been a progress. There's been a consistent or considerable progress in the way women are viewed in the society. Women have assumed their roles to be change agents. Women have embraced entrepreneurship. That's entrepreneurship, which is about providing solutions to solve problems in the society. Women have embraced it. So it is worth noting that there's been a progress in terms of women putting themselves at the forefront of the society in order to impact others. But then how do we make this gain more grounds? How do we make, and that's why maybe that's why we're here, to let other women, our fellow women, know that it's important for them to wake up It's important for them to, you know, be part of what society calls change.
And when a woman tells you I don't have the means, I can't move out because my husband says no, you don't go anywhere, you don't join any jangy group, you don't join any association, you stay back home and take care of your kids now. How do you deal with that type of woman? How do you handle her?
True women support. True women support group.
Because there's so many women who just stay there.
No, we need a lot of women support group around, and this has to start from the school. You know, like we need those leaders of our society, those women, to go to the schools to educate young girls, so that when they grow up and get into the marrying age, you know, so that they don't become the victims, because you are only a victim when you are not well prepared. And it's not only women in that case that have to be educated, men also have to be educated into treating their wives as queen.
Don't you think that the role of the man should come in?
No, because
even though they do block women as
yeah,
well.
some men, some men do that out of ignorance, you know, because sometimes in society we do try to repeat what we've seen done. I mean, if that's what they always say, the children of the abusers we also become abusers themselves once they grow up. So the work has to be done at across the board, whether within men and women, and that has to start early. And for those women that are stuck, that they feel that they are stuck in the gutter, really, I feel for them, but they somehow, again, just go out there and knock at the doors. You know, there are different doors out there that can actually be opened for them.
All right. Now, with a lot of women empowerment NGOs around today, why is it still difficult to identify rather female leaders in enterprises, different companies, even in posts of responsibility? Why is it still difficult to identify, women leaders today?
I think that the reasons abound. There are many reasons, but one that would immediately come to mind is the attitude of women themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that this attitude also stems from culture. And that's what we are trying to change here, for people to know that no matter where I find myself, no matter where I've been, no matter where I am, I can grow, I can move. You know, so sometimes the attitude, women, that's why I said before that women should stop thinking that they are lesser beings.
Okay.
The attitude of women should change. Women should become more daring, because I know as a woman, I've seen lots of women, and I know that women have the ability to grow. So this is what we should try to get into the minds of women, to change their attitude towards themselves.
Right.
Sometimes, you know, we just defeat ourselves.
A woman will block another woman, she doesn't just want the fellow.
Well, I really don't want to talk about
that.
I don't really believe that.
You don't believe in that?
I don't believe in that at all. I don't see how another woman should block me. I don't see how somebody can do that, because my attitude is different.
Okay.
So women should know, and I, you know, sometimes I get a little bit uncomfortable when I hear women keep saying that the problem of women is women. It's wrong. That's not true. When we keep saying it, our young girl children hear that, then you start seeing any other woman and you feel like, oh, this is my opponent. It's not like that. We're here, we can partner. All of us can do great things. So women are not the problem to women, but women sometimes have a problem which is called attitude.
Okay.
And that's, I think, where we need to change. We don't want to talk about the attitude of men. We're talking here about the
we're
attitude
talking about women here. Women are partners to men as well.
Yeah, sure.
So they need to work together, they have to achieve something. Now, Anik, what seems to be blocking women to take up posts of, leadership positions, be it in politics, in posts of responsibility, directors? It's difficult, it's rare to find women today.
Yeah. You know, like they were saying, education, basically our family, when we grow up, they told us that a good woman is the one who have to get married.
Yeah.
When you get married, you have child, and then you are fine. That's what our parents tell us. But today is totally different, because when you say that a woman is blocked by her husband, we don't get married to a monster. You get married to someone you love. And when we talk about love, it's mean that you share this love.
Okay, I don't want to cut you now. Do you know I'm asking this because when you get to the universities, right, majority of the people in the amphitheaters are women. And now when they graduate from school, you discover that the women are not.
They don't climb
Because
the
they
ladder.
want to get married.
The ladder.
They want to get a
now,
job.
What is the problem? Not that they are not, they are there.
They are educated, but they want to get married and get children and get a small job. Because why am I saying that? When I was in the university, I was national president of a student organization. I can tell you that all the ladies, if they take a position, is to be secretary, trésorier. That's like
And they're contented.
yeah, and they're happy. And if they spend like 2 years or 3 years in the association, they want to move on. They want to get a job and get married. That's all. They don't have like a vision to go and say, this is what I want to do. You understand?
Okay.
So this is very important. When I finished school, I was national president. After that, I moved to another country to be national president in Senegal. And then I moved to another country. I went to South Africa. I moved to Benin. You understand? Why? Because I know that the women have the capacity to do something different. If you want to make the change, you have all the potential in you to make that change, and no one can stop you dreaming or realize your dream, not even your children. Because my first daughter was 3 months when I traveled to go to Ghana. I lived her for 3 months. She did not die.
Yeah.
But I realized my dream, because if you don't live your dream, tomorrow you are going to cry and say, "Is my husband who do that? Is my children who stop me realize my dream?" I don't want to cry tomorrow. So I realized everything I want to do today and now.
All right, Laura, before we get to Ruth.
Yeah, really, you know, this issue that you just raised is not only a Cameroonian issue or an African issue, it's across the globe in every single society, whether it's the West. You know, you will always find that there are lesser women in powerful position. You know, there are those that are born leaders and those that become leaders because society has made them to be that way. I will join her, the same as her. I mean, I sacrificed 2 years of my children's life just to be able to do what I'm doing today. But it's because I had that support network around me. You know, I think that it's not us. It's the men out there again that think that we should not be leaders or we should not be as them. You can see even salaries, you know, you do have the same job but you don't have the same salary as your colleague, or the same qualification but you don't get the same position in societies. I mean, so some people somewhere out there that have put this conspiracy on have to now understand that yeah, seriously, they have to understand that we women are able to do whatever is taken and is given to us to do. Women to space. Women now are big managers, are big TV station owners, are big everything. So we have those abilities. Now, for those that are there, they should always become now mentors to some that don't have those opportunities, because you were saying that, oh, women are not our problems. Yes, they are, because sometimes you will send your CV to an HR lady like yourself, and when she sees your name, because maybe your face she doesn't like your face. She's just gonna take
she sees you as a potential.
Yeah, she's gonna take it and put it behind her. You know,
Yeah.
you know
no, if
what
you tell me you're going to react,
what we're saying is different to what reality is. Reality is set up to actually block women to become bigger and better than men. That's politically set and done.
Yeah.
That's society, first of all. Now, as she was saying, every woman now has to fight for herself. She has to go out there and get it, and just grab what's there for her to get and what she's entitled to. You know.
All right, Ruth.
Yes, I think that's why we're here, to let women know that they can reach for whatever height they want to.
Exactly,
and actually they should.
That's it.
They cannot, we shouldn't say they can reach, but they should go for it.
Okay.
You know, because, you know, as we are all saying here, society has created these barriers that, you know, at a certain level, a woman cannot become maybe the president of the republic, or you cannot be the president of a political party and all that. They give you some connotations that are not necessary. But I think that we should encourage I mean, the reason for us being here is to let women know that, you know, they should believe in themselves, and they should dare to dream. They should be very daring and very bold to go for whatever they want to. You know, they should be part of, you know, it's all about changing the society for good. And if you want to change the society, if you want to change anything in the society, you must be at a position that gives you that power to change whatever you want to change. And so to be able to be amongst change makers, you must be able to rise.
Okay. Now let's talk about you. Let's just take this opportunity to talk about you, since you're the last speaker for now. Now, we want to find out now, most of your companies, your enterprise now, where did you begin? How did you begin?
Oh, okay. I'm just a purpose-driven woman. Once I found my purpose, which is to, you know, bring out the greatness that lies in people and things that I come across, I just went for it. I'm passionate about, you know, magazines. I am also passionate about everything growing. My #1 value in life is growth. Okay. So that's how come I started the African Vision Communications in Accra in 2011. Okay. And what we do is we uplift people. We uplift with Queen's Magazine, which is published by the African Vision Communications. We uplift women. The same thing that Cameroon Achievers magazine does is it just has the purpose to uplift Cameroonians who are doing well, so that the others can follow suit. That's just basically
was it
what I do.
To start?
It's always very, very, very tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's always very tough because you give in your all, your time, your resources. I mean, you can't live a good life because you know there's a cause that you're standing for, and so you invest basically everything into it. You invest finances. I mean, you could be having.
Anyway, you had it. Maybe you had the means to begin.
I didn't have the means.
Here.
Okay, talking about capital, I didn't have the means. I went for.
Okay, that's what most men would
exactly.
Tell you. I don't have the means. I don't know how to begin.
I wrote down a project.
Okay.
I wrote down a project that I so much believed in, and I took it up to investors.
Okay.
That's how come I was funded, and that's how I started.
All right, now, what were your challenges?
My challenges, first of all, as a woman, first of all, they don't take you seriously because they think that you're a woman. You have, I don't know if maybe your intelligence is lower than that of a man, which is not true, because I'm not boasting, but I'm doing well.
You went to a bank and then you were refused access because
exactly because I'm a woman
at that level as a woman.
Yeah, exactly because I'm a woman. But then as a woman, you have to go more. Like you have to do more. You have to, you know, prove that you can do more so that people can believe in you.
All right. Now, when we come back, we'll know more about you. But I want us to go to Fort Abbey. Now, how did you begin? What's the idea about Fort Abbey University and other projects behind?
Thanks. Before I react to that, I would like to go back to what I said before, which really countered. Yeah, we need to. I think we need to clarify that because we have viewers watching.
Okay.
We cannot sit here and say women should dare. Women should rise. Then every day we keep reminding them that women are their enemies. It's wrong. Because in my opinion, when you keep doing that, you keep weakening the women.
Okay.
I would rather we say the society, like she just said, will think that women are lesser. Right? That's the society. So I don't think when we say women are the enemies of women, it's right. That's not right. Because I think even men think that sometimes women are not up to the task. You went to the bank, I'm not sure you met only women.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's more a societal thing rather than saying it's a woman to woman thing. I am not here saying that it doesn't happen. My problem is let's not keep singing the same song and weakening our girl children or our younger sisters or our students, telling them that, oh, you cannot approach a woman because a woman is a woman's enemy. We've gone above that. I think we should go above that. Now, how I started young. I remember when I was in primary school, one holiday I really wanted to do business.
Okay.
And my dad would not let us. You know, my dad kept saying, you're too young, you can't do business, you know, I can't let you go out of the house this young. But I remember, like she said, I knew how to get to my dad. He did not like to hear us cry. So I really cried. I really cried for many days, you know.
How old were you by then?
I was 11.
Okay.
And I said I wanted money to do something that holiday.
Okay.
And so finally he gave money and I sold tomatoes, I sold pepper. That was exciting. But even as I grew up, I went to school, I traveled around the world. That experience kept me going. I could do that in a crowded Kumba market with many vendors selling tomatoes, pepper,
and you were selling your own
and
tomatoes,
I could still
and you
sell.
had your own customers.
That's right. I could still sell. So that's how I started, and I grew up with the mentality that when you want something, go for it. So I sat in class one day in Europe, and this question was asked: after your master's program, what do you want to do? Then I realized, yes, I hadn't thought of this. I hadn't thought of this before. But then I remember that back home, many young people do not have answers to those questions. So when I came back to Cameroon, I didn't come back with the idea of Waterberg University. I came back with the idea of a consultancy to help people to answer those questions. And then I got to teach in the university. I saw the need that people have to change the way they learn, for teachers to change the way they teach students. And I thought, well, if I cannot change things in a state university, in a Catholic university, I can change things when I create mine. And that's how I decided to create Waterberg University.
All right, but you had support from your family.
Well, yes,
Support from your mom, maybe?
moral
Okay.
support I've always had, a lot of it.
What some women don't have.
Yes, but financial support, I think I need to say this.
Yeah. Okay.
Financial support, I really never got financial support from the beginning. What maybe the blessing I had was, you know, living out of the country before I had this dream of coming back. But I need to tell young women that I did anything that could give me money to start my project. So I cleaned houses, I took care of old people, I took care of children, just because I wanted to raise this capital to come back to Cameroon and start this business. So then, yes, I raised my capital.
And even when Cameroon, you have done anything.
Yes, of course. When you're driven by a strong passion for something,
Okay.
you do anything to raise the finances.
All right. What were the most challenging moments?
It's never easy to start a business in Cameroon. You know, you come back home with big dreams. You know, you think everything is as easy as you see out there.
Okay.
Then you come back here probably without the knowledge of the markets, because that's what I did not have. The business climate. I didn't understand the business climate at all. So I thought, okay, coming back home with this consultancy, everybody was going to rush to this idea. Then you get here and you open your doors, you know, 1 month, 2 people are not coming, and people are not willing to pay. Then you cannot keep running. And I remember that for 7 months I had to close my business. I returned to Europe to do those same things because I wanted to keep my business running. So it's been tough. Raising capital, even right now, to expand is not very easy.
So you did not stop there. Even the challenges, I mean, you kept on pushing. That's what you want women to do. Continue pushing despite the problems, despite the challenges.
Yes.
Now, I want us to know Anik's own story.
Okay, one thing I just want to share first is that women sometimes have to abandon their dream and follow their husband.
Okay.
Because I was working in another country, and my husband also was working in another country, so I have to quit to follow him after 5 years. My dear, 5 years is too much. Go back now and run your family. So I have to quit my job and come and say, okay, let's start a new life. And I start working in an auditing firm. After 3 years, I start to get boring. You know, when you are very like you have this active, you have these leadership characters. Sometimes everyday work starts to become boring because you do the same thing. You don't learn something new. You don't see something new. So I was tired and I said, okay, let me go home. So I resigned. For nothing, no reason, I resigned because I was tired to do the same thing. Okay. And what I see around was very very shock for me, because all the Africans have the same problem.
Okay.
Everybody, like Africans don't believe in the country. They don't believe that something good can come from the country. Everybody think that every nice thing is from Europe. So we don't trust ourselves, and we even don't find role model. We don't have model. So we start visit orphanage, different organization, and we also when working, we notice that a lot of youth, when they come with a CV, they have degrees, but they don't have this competency. You ask question, they are lost. They are not even
able.
able.
Their documents.
Yes, but they have different type of degrees. But if you ask them question, they don't have answer. They cannot even convince you. That's why we have so many people who cannot get a job. It's not that there is no job. I know that is difficult, but some people, they don't even make effort because they don't know how to sell themselves. So I noticed this. My husband also noticed it, because he's also in the HR area, and we start doing this idea of creating. So the difference between me and her is that I work with my husband.
Okay.
So we do the business together, and then we start. We don't even have fund. And what I want to let people understand is that when you have a dream, when you have an idea, we have a project, you don't have to wait for money before start your business.
Okay.
If you have an idea, someone somewhere have the money. So you need to be passionate, and you need to convince people that this is what you want to do. It's not to get to be a boss. You are not entrepreneur to be a boss. You are entrepreneur because you want to bring solution.
Okay.
If you have this in your mind, that what I want to do is to help other people, is to support our other people, is to make life better for other people, God will open door for you. So that's how we start. We take our first loan with a bank, small, like it was 1 million, and with that we rent the house, and we say, okay, let's start with the way we can do it. So we're lucky because we have social media. So we cannot go on TV, radio, all those things. But we start doing our small advertising on the net. It was very difficult because people they will ask you, are you affiliated to international school or international organization?
Yes,
I say, oh,
always that.
So if I'm not affiliated, so how am I going to get them the opportunity? Or they ask you, do you have 10 years experience? When you come to some offer, you are just new, but they ask you to have 10 years experience, so you will never get market.
Okay.
So many times my husband told me, we put all our money, the small money we have to eat, we put everything in the business, let's close the business and then we will do something else. I said, no, if there is a problem, we add a solution and we'll continue.
All right, now let's know the story of Laura.
Oh, well.
You're also a female entrepreneur.
Been there, done that. I've got a t-shirt to prove it. I mean, first of all, I would like to take this opportunity, to wish every ladies out there that are watching this program today a very, very happy Women's Day, and tell them never to find an excuse not to become what they want to be. My story is so long. I mean, we can talk about it for the next year. I'm going to cut short to what I'm doing today. And for those that are watching, they could actually follow me on Facebook. The page is called Zoom des Entrepreneurs 237 or www.zoom237.cm or .com. That's it.
All right. I want you to just tell us very briefly how you started.
Yeah, I started as every entrepreneur will tell you, noticing a problem around me, and I needed to find a solution because I used to, it's about branding, some branding. I used to see our local product. First of all, I listened to this our head of state, Mr. Paul Biya, talking about we needed to produce what we consume and consume what we produce, and in order to improve our economy. So I started looking around what we were actually producing in Cameroon, in order to, perhaps if we had a brand made in Cameroon, a label Cameroon, which doesn't exist yet, but which the government at the moment is working.
Branding products made in Cameroon.
I'm branding every product that I made in Cameroon. To and I'm trying to change people's mindset into favoring our locally made product because they are so good, they are healthy, and they obviously
because nowadays people have a lot of, they want everything just
Foreign.
imported.
You have to remember.
We
have to remember that we are producing the raw materials, and we used to sell all our raw materials abroad. You know, in order to raise capitals. You know, to bring a foreign currency. But now, with the work that the government has put in place and is doing through people like myself, is to actually go out there and try to educate people that no, our product should no longer be sold as raw material. We should be able to transform what we produce, you know, in order to add the value. So we need to create this added value, you know. And so I saw this problem that needed to be resolved, to be addressed. And because, as she was saying, we don't know how to brand ourselves. You know, the brand Cameroon doesn't exist yet. You know, we need to create a brand Cameroon. We need to be able to sell ourselves. We need to be able to present ourselves better. We need to be able to in order to improve our economy. So that's what I have been doing, and I'm doing this day. You know, I'm like working on branding and marketing and advertisement to help actually put the brand Cameroon out there, you know. So I do accompany young entrepreneurs that are producing the young startup to get known, to be seen, to sell, and through different programs that I've set up. So people call me the Made in Cameroon ambassador, but no, we are so many of that doing that. But seriously, the country will only change economically if we consume what we produce, and if we produce what we consume. I would like to take this opportunity, please, to thank the Returnees Project, because as she's saying, she comes from the diaspora. I myself also come to diaspora. She also. When we got here and this type of program were existing, we wouldn't have committed the mistake that we did. So the Returnees Project is actually out there to welcome all those people from the diaspora, because and no country in the world can exist without the support of the diaspora. So I'm calling upon all those that are out there to come back home and invest and create opportunities for those that are here and for themselves.
Now I want us to watch this other report. It talks about the female entrepreneurs and their economic hurdles. We'll be right back after this.
Prevailing socio-political and economic hurdles in Cameroon today have not spared girls and women. To begin with, women represent the greatest number of internationally displaced persons following a bloody civil war in the two Anglophone regions of Cameroon. These women, for several months and years today, have been subjected to inhumane sufferings. With many of them that practically live in bushes today, pregnant women there are deprived of medical assistance during pregnancy and in the course of delivering. This has undoubtedly increased the number of premature babies and many that die even before their first birthday. The situation is not only experienced by internationally displaced women. Most hospitals in rural and urban centers in Cameroon still suffer inadequate, up-to-date medical equipment capable of handling complications during delivery. 8 out of 10 regions of Cameroon today experience insecurity in varied levels. This has had an overbearing effect on women. Fresh in our minds is a grotesque video of a mother and her 2 babies shot dead by men in military uniforms after suspecting her of being a spy of the insurgent group Boko Haram. Though the government of Cameroon began by shifting the blame to a foreign country, Cameroon's former Minister of Communication later accepted that the military committed the sacrilege. Political commentators have argued that the security of a common woman in Cameroon remains at stake. Unemployment and poverty has rendered many women and girls to lost their dignity. Girls risk their lives in the Asian countries, offering themselves as domestic servants, with others reduced to sex toys, all because Cameroon has refused to provide an enabling environment for them to prosper. From abroad to home, prostitution has taken another level with smartphones and other modern communication gadgets used to attain such a level. These equally go along with deviant dressing, with some women and girls that practically expose their bodies. An increasing number of Cameroonian women in the two legislative houses, yet their impact have not been felt. The years of advocacy for more women in politics and decision-making positions is gradually coming to pass. But how women use their positions to ameliorate the living conditions of other women raises more questions than answers. The Cameroonian women today stand at the crossroads of all adversities that include poverty, insecurity, and inadequate medical health care.
Gladys Hambodiban for that story. We have Miss Abeka, who is right here with us in the studio, and I think you'd like to know her own story. She is a female entrepreneur, but she's more into technology. That's a thriving sector for a woman. Now, can we know more about your own sector? We're talking about technology. Do you have so many women dealing in technology today?
Not so much. Not so much. We have some women who are trying, but I can say that there's many things to do to involve other women. But what we can say also is that it's not just the way to tell to women we should go to technology, but why we are going to technology, because we have to solve problems, not to being in technology, but why we are trying to solve as a problem, and how can we use technology to solve that problem. So Mrs. Webga has started like everyone here with my computer. After 2 years like employed, I faced so many problems in my path with I was moving to IT domain to purchase just because I was a woman, and for me it was like to telling me that I cannot do something. So I started with my small businesses, online selling, because it was boring for me to do another job. I didn't learn to school. Because I wanted to have a job for my family. But after that, I said to myself, I know what I can do, and I cannot.
You know your worth.
Yes, I cannot let other people say that I cannot do IT. I learn it and I'm passionate about it. I'm going to show to other people that I can do it. So that's why I started my own business. The first one failed, but I didn't stay at this stage.
There?
Yes. I started training, doing conferencing, training other women, talk about digital empowerment, digital solutions. And the business come itself because I was not prepared to build a digital consulting agency. It's not just doing so much presentation for the company, and sometimes they ask me why you cannot open your own business. And for me, the market was like everyone was doing, yes. And after that, I asked myself, if I have this notoriety, this name, why cannot just use it to start the business? And that's why I started business with my computer, with just my computer and my knowledge, because IT, but I learn a lot. I'm using internet to learn everything, because being a tech is not mean you have to learn every day, because we have everything is new. The world is moving in that part. So if we are not competent, we cannot.
All right, which means I did not put capital first. Your problem more was the knowledge and how to to put it on paper and how to make it work.
Yes, because it's like services. It's not like a product. Is more services. So that's the difference with those who are doing like a product. Because for us, with what I'm doing is like social media. So I don't really need many capital, but I need knowledge to do what I have to do for my customer.
Now, what are some of the difficulties that you face in the sector?
Okay, I think is moving forward, because today we have many people who are doing the same thing. How you can innovate? But you
have to innovate. You have to make it different. That's what the team is talking about.
Yes. It's just what I did for this year is like what I remark that we are not going to find opportunities.
Okay.
I applied to one TEF, is a Tony Elumelu Foundation, for funding, because I know that it's difficult for women to have access to bank finance, especially those who are doing services, because in virtual services it's just abstract, it's not something.
Okay.
So I applied for Tony Elumelu and I was selected, and they gave me money. So now I'm doing another business, is a training center for the kids in another domain in technology. So it's another level of services that I'm doing, and is like innovate, not just doing digital services for company, but having this another sector of education for kids will enhance the company, and I'm going to move forward.
All right, that was quite daring. Now we're going to take a last round for women, just your last words to women out there who are watching you. Now I'll begin with Anik. Your last words to women, what you're telling the women, just in a few words.
Okay, so all the women, happy Women Day. You have everything in you to be a better person, to be a new person who want to achieve whatever dream you have. So we don't have to cry or stop our life because the government did not do what we expected from them, or because a family did not support you, or your husband did not assist you. You can do everything for yourself, because if you want to change your life, it depends only on you first.
All right. Fotabe?
Thank you.
Just briefly.
It's always the same. Women, you have the abilities. Take opportunities because they are presented every day. You have opportunities all around you. Seize those opportunities. Make the best of your situation. It doesn't matter where you are, what your situation is, make the best of it.
Laura?
Yeah, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Canada English through you, Maureen, for having us. You know, I want to tell those sisters, those ladies, those young girls at home, tomorrow you can be seated here. And how you get to do that is to go out there and find it and make it, and give yourself the mean and have a bigger vision. And there's no magic. Magic happens through work. And through work, you can achieve your dreams. Please use this day today to become the better version of yourself. Remember, we have a country to build, we have a continent to build. Start today and onward.
Bad guy?
As other people say, be a best version of yourself. Seize all the opportunity you can do to make it happen.
Now, this was a special edition on the International Women's Day. You heard the women speak up. They talked about their challenges, their experiences on their daily life, how they created their own enterprises. They're telling you women that you need to learn from them. You need to start from somewhere. You don't need to obviously start with capital, but you need to put your ideas together and get them out of the box, and you start from somewhere. We equally have Ruth Tembe Epie. She's a partner in this program. She actually gathered or mobilizes women. For me, I would say she's my first partner in this program. Thanks very much, Ruth Epie. I want to thank all the women who are watching the program. Thanks for watching. Happy Women's Day.